Hi, welcome back to Buzztober, my little spooky ghouls and guys and theys and thems, and everybody is welcome here. I thought I was gonna pull a fast one and be like, oh, I'll record this in the same day, but I'll change my t-shirt so nobody will notice, but I couldn't give a fuck. I think you're allowed to record multiple things in the same day, especially when you have a full-time job. We are recording this the exact same day as the episode before, which is fine. You don't fucking care. I don't know why I had to explain that to you, but you don't care. This is day 16 of Buzztober, so we're right at about halfway through. I guess a little over, whatever, because you can't do like 15 and a half. No, you can't. Here's what we're gonna do with this episode. I'm once again drinking water. You knew this from the last episode. I don't need to explain, but I did change my shirt. I got into comfy clothes because I was like, if I'm gonna do one more recording today, I'm gonna be more comfortable. Not that even that previous outfit was that uncomfortable, but you know what I mean? I just wanted to be cozy, if you will. Okay, so I found a article that was the 7 scariest ghost stories on Reddit. So these are supposedly true ghost stories. So if paranormal stuff freaks you out, this is the perfect episode for you, assuming you want to get freaked out. If you don't want to get freaked out, you really should not be here. It's called Buzztober because you get buzzed and listen to me talk about scary shit and probably laugh at me, which I laugh at myself all the time, so that would be perfectly acceptable. This is once again a safe space to laugh at me, laugh with me, all the above. Just don't write mean comments. That's the only thing I request. I'm still fragile in many ways. So let's go ahead and read through some of these stories. Okay, so I don't know who wrote these in. That's the only shitty part, because they didn't give, like, this article didn't give credit to the people who wrote in. That's okay. I'm not like giving them a hard time. I probably would have put the person's handle or whatever, but oh, that's what I get for talking shit because it's there. I just didn't see it. I apologize, article writer. You don't know what article it is. The person who wrote this is not watching this, so whatever. But in all sincerity, I fucked up, as I do all the time. So, okay, it looks like, okay, it's like a bunch of like, I think I'm gonna try to get through all of these. Let's just go ahead so we can get started. It's like a bunch of, not like short stories, but like short to medium sized stories so you can get multiple. This one's entitled, This Made Me Stop Working the Night Shift. And this was written in by user Bad Mama Jamma 080818, posting about their time working night shifts in a long-term care home on the subreddit Ghost Stories. One night, a resident's bell rang at 2:59 a.m. When the user entered the room, the patient asked that they remove the dark figure without a face that was hiding in her bathroom. I hope when I'm like getting ready to die, I don't see crazy shit like that. I've heard like both sides. Like some people see like something scary, like the Grim Reaper that's gonna take them away, or they're gonna see like a loved one that is casually, or not casually, that is, what's the word I'm trying to think of? That is peacefully trying to take them to the other side. I don't even know if any of that stuff is true, but supposedly these are true stories, so take that as you will. Shaken, they assured the resident they had done so and returned to their desk. 10 minutes later, another resident's bell rang on the opposite end of the floor. Upon entering, this patient said, "There's a creepy man in my room with no face. You need to get him out." Oh, okay. Once again, returning to their desk terrified, the care specialist asked that a nurse stay with them for the rest of their shift. Oh, I just never want to see somebody with no face. I just don't want that. Nope, that's not for me. Okay, our next story, our bizarre experiences with the forest behind our house eventually forced us to move out. User Wispefeld posted this creepy first-hand account on the subreddit Paranormal in October of 2021. At the age of 8, their family moved to a house bordered by a forest. Their dogs were immediately terrified of the forest and would bark while they stared at a particular area. At night, they would hear sounds like people walking around in the forest behind their house, and sometimes they even saw shadowy figures. Then they began to hear knocking on their back door and windows. As things escalated, voices began to come from the woods that seemed to impersonate other family members. Oh, a mimic. Oh, that is terrifying. That shit scares me. There's one no sleep Reddit story where, oh, it's so good, but it's like, I think it's like 10 parts long, but it's so freaking good and it's so scary, and it kind of talks about like doppelgangers or mimics or whatever, and that to me is terrifying. Like, that's wild. Anyway, sorry, back to the story. This prompted them to build a fence in their backyard and install security cameras. Though the knocking and tapping continued, a culprit was never caught on the camera. Someone walked in the back door on the final day they stayed in that house. They left after seeing the security camera footage that showed the back door open on its own. I don't know how I feel about cameras in the house, man. Like, definitely I get it, like, for protection and shit. There's just some things I just don't want to see. There's many things I just don't want to see. The title, Little Kids Running Around in the ICU When Death Comes. Reddit user Dr. Yared posted an intriguing insight into the end-of-life experiences in hospitals on the subreddit Paranormal in February of 2022. This doctor described a particular phenomenon that occurs toward the end of many patients' lives when they see small children running around their bed and outside their door. That's a thing? I've never heard that before. If you're somebody who potentially works in a assisted living facility, skilled nursing facility, anything like that, can you tell me if that's a thing? I've never heard that before. That's very interesting. The doctor explains that this is more common in an ICU, okay, but that the pattern is very recognizable and the experience is very similar across all cultural backgrounds and ages. So it could happen to anyone, not just people towards the end of their life, like that are older. Oh my God, I don't ever want to see something like that. Experienced doctors and nurses are used to reports like this from their patients and learn to expect their passing when they hear this. The post concluded by stating, so if you are doing rounds in the ICU late at night and hear some snickering or tiny feet running in the hallways, prepare, because the call of code green or code red is about to sound off in the PA system. Even creepier are the scores of comments from healthcare workers beneath the post that confirm their similar experiences with this phenomenon. This next one is entitled Strange Woman on the Phone. Oh, yikes, okay. A user on Paranormal Reddit posted this hair-raising story about something she experienced in 2013 when she worked as an insurance claim inspector. She typically called her clients about 30 minutes before showing up for a site inspection. One day, she called a client's home to let them know that she was on her way. And a very old-sounding woman answered the phone with what sounded like a poor static-filled connection. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? After she was disconnected, she called back. There was no answer. She then tried the cell phone number on file, and a young woman answered, saying she was out but would return in 30 minutes. Okay. When she arrived, the insurance inspector rang the doorbell, thinking that whoever initially answered the home phone would answer the door. However, no one did. Sorry, all my things are dying right now. My phone is dying, my computer is dying. I'm sorry, guys. A few moments later, the young woman who answered the cell phone arrived. Apologetic, the inspector explained that she might have woken up the younger woman's mother. The woman looked confused and scared and explained there wasn't an older woman living in the house. Oh my God, who fucking answered the phone? After going inside, they checked the caller ID and discovered that when the inspector called, someone had answered the first call. The young woman became pale and terrified as she explained that she had recently moved into this home and had been telling her husband that she thought their house was haunted by an old woman. What the fuck? Oh, ay, ay, ay. This is wild because, again, these are supposedly true. Oh my God, so scary. Oh my God. Okay, this next one, it's entitled Haunting Furby. If you are a millennial, you probably had a Furby, or your friend had a Furby, or your sibling had a Furby, or you wanted a Furby. My mom has this story where like my Furby did something crazy, like started saying swear words or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that was the story that she told me. Maybe it was something else, but Furbies are pretty terrifying, in my humble opinion. If you are Gen Z, you might not know what those are. Like, Google it. You can figure it out. Anyway, this chilling story was posted on Paranormal Encounters by Chocolated Cutie in July of 2021. This user owned the original Furby when they were younger, and 10 years later, they found it in their father's attic. At this point, it was pretty worn down. The plastic rubber on the nose was gone and its fur was pretty matted. They put it down and continued looking for what they originally needed in the attic. As they walked away, the Furby started to make odd, distorted sounds. The voice was sketchy and unsettling, but they didn't think much of it. The toy was 10 years old and had been moved and bumped around a lot. After it continued to make sounds, they walked over to it and discovered that there weren't any batteries in it. Oh, fuck. In fact, they realized it hadn't had batteries for 7 or 8 years, which sent them running out of the attic, never to return. I don't even know what to say. That is 50 shades of fucked up. That is scary. Okay, I gotta move on because that I can't stop thinking. I gotta move on. Okay, I've got 2 more stories. I know this was kind of short. I'm sorry. This one's just gonna have to be short. It's been a long day, you guys. As I told you, this was the same day as I recorded the last one. I'll throw on something extra and exciting going forward. I have some episodes that are like gonna be an hour long, okay? Like, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm so happy that you're here though. Thank you for being here. An experience I have a hard time processing. Oh, I hope this isn't sad. Okay. User Banana Bread Man 00 shared this interesting family ghost story from 10 years ago on the Ghost Stories subreddit in June of 2022. At the time, he was 12 years old and jumping on a trampoline in his backyard. He could see his upstairs bedroom window and a woman in a white dress waving at him from his adjoining bathroom window. Thinking it was his mom, he went inside and discovered that his mom wasn't home. I hate this already. This is fucked. I don't like it. Okay. When she returned home later from running errands, he described seeing the woman in white in his bathroom. Because he was growing up in the same house as his mother, she admitted that she had also seen that woman twice when she was younger, as had his grandmother. He goes on to say, "It still kind of bothers me because I now sleep in the room with that bathroom. I can see that same window from where I'm sitting right now." Okay, this is where I'm a little freaked out. I have, like, in my little office room that I'm in, this is like supposed to be a guest room, but I turned it into an office, like with my desk and stuff like that. But I have this window that's like right in front of me. It freaks me out a bit, I won't lie to you. I just keep it open because when it's light out, right now it's dark, so it really doesn't matter actually, but usually when it's light out, it helps bring more natural light in. And I always am filming this at different times of the day, so sorry if it like looks shitty. Again, I'm not a professional YouTuber, like props to people who are, because that's a lot of work. But anyway, whenever I'm in my backyard, I have like a small like 10 by 10 backyard because I live in a townhouse, and I always look up at this window and I hope to God I never see someone in this window. But it is something that's always in the back of my mind, so I kind of like visually saw this as you were explaining it. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna read one more. I know this was short, I'm sorry. Just tune in tomorrow. There's literally 31 days. I can only do long videos for so many times, but so please don't hate me. I'll do like a more normal length one tomorrow. Okay, this next one is entitled The Crib Shadow. Oh God, it has to deal with a baby. Oh no, oh no. Okay. User excellent-reach 6641 posted this real life nightmare fuel on the Ghost Story subreddit in July of 2022. While babysitting his niece, he drifted off while studying and watching her from the baby camera monitor. He was awakened by the sound of whispering coming from the baby monitor and immediately noticed the video on the monitor showed a dark figure in a corner of his niece's room near her crib. As he wrote, "I have never felt more terrified in my entire life." He ran into his niece's room and didn't see the shadow figure, but grabbed her and ran back into the living room. When his brother returned, he asked that he not tell his wife and confirmed that he had also seen the same shadow figure and heard whispers near the crib. I have goosebumps all over my entire body. Oh my fucking God. Okay, deep breaths. They continued to live in that house for another 4 years, despite the fact that the little girl frequently asked about her special friend. Sorry, my air conditioning just turned on. Perfect timing. You probably can't hear that, but I did. Okay, that was it actually. Yeah, that was short. I know, but those are supposedly all real stories. That is so fucked up. Yeah. Well, okay, well that concludes this episode of Buzztober Day 16? My Lord. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Now I'm gonna, it's like super dark outside now. I'm gonna go downstairs and find some more light somewhere. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next Buzztober episode. It'll be episode 17. If you love this, and I hope that you do, please like and subscribe, as well as click that notification bell. That way you can get notified anytime I upload new videos. And like I said, during Buzztober, aka during the month of October, I'm uploading a new episode every single day to where all podcasts can be streamed, and on YouTube as well, as you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, obviously. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Please, please, please tune in tomorrow and keep tuning in for the rest of the month. But I hope you guys, more than anything, have a great rest of your night, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this or listening to this right now. Cheers to you. Stay buzzed and stay spooky.